Okay, wait, let me ask. Welcome back to Talk Drama to Me, where she want that D in 2 minutes or less. It is your host, Tiffany NG. Tiffany, how are you? What did you love or not love this week?
What did I love? I am off tour. I'm finally home. I got home. It was a journey to get home, and we had several delays. F you, Air Canada. But I'm finally home. I also got food poisoning literally the next day from the lounge food in the airport. I had a horrible first day back. It was so bad. But the positive note is I am back. And I did a really cool gig like the day after I got back on Tuesday. I just was like, I was so grateful that I got asked for work. I didn't want to turn it down. I didn't care that I was just coming off of food poisoning. And yeah, so it's good to be back. I already got a gig. I did it yesterday, 2 days ago, I think it was. Yeah, 2 days ago. Yeah, now just kind of back to some normalcy until Cinco de Mayo, Cinco de Drinko. And then I go back out on the road. So I get to be home for like a month. How are you doing?
We get more food poisoning.
My God,
I'm
I
doing good.
cannot.
I've got two things to tell me what you want to hear. I've got like an embarrassing, almost pee yourself story, and then I've got like an actual drama piece in life. What do you think?
Ooh, okay, wait. Do drama piece first, and then I want to pee.
No, I'm just gonna do one. All right. So
No,
I do
do
have
both.
some like real drama in my life.
Is it
Remember we're
mom drama?
No,
Okay.
maybe I don't know. Remember we are talking about apartment living and how like the downstairs neighbor hating you is a tale as old as time. Well,
We're in my life.
surprise, surprise. The downstairs neighbor hates us. And how could
'Cause
you
you have
not?
kids.
Right? Yeah, they don't. But again, how could you not? Because you're right. We've got two adults who work incredibly weird hours. We've got two kids. I don't know. I've been told legally I cannot put duct tape over their mouth. And I thought, wow, the time has changed, right? I've have this loud, cranky old dog, right? So anyway, he really likes to come up and yell at us, which
In Portuguese or in English?
in Portuguese. He does not speak English, and of course, we don't speak Portuguese. I'm like, you could do all the yelling you want, guy, but still don't. I know what policia is. I can tell it's a threat, but like that's because the word police and policia, like wow, genius, right? So he's clearly not coming up to tell us like he loves Real Housewives, right? He is clearly coming up to threaten us. We always have the kids with us. And so when he's coming up and like yelling at us, it's in front of our kids and we just don't do that. So this last time it got pretty intense. And so I guess I don't really know what this process is, but tomorrow I'm going to go to the police station and figure out if I can file some sort of harassment report because that's not cool. I don't know. You can yell at me in your language and like pretend like I know what you're talking about.
What's the big deal,
I guess
though?
if that like gets you somewhere, right? Maybe it, like maybe it makes you feel better, but I don't know what we're talking about. And you're doing it in front of children.
You should have just pulled like a Ron, like from Anchorman, Brick, when he's like, I don't know what we're yelling about.
I mean, he can clearly tell because I don't respond to him in Portuguese, my guy. You know?
What's so bad though? Like, what are you guys allegedly doing that's so terrible?
So allegedly, and I don't know. I don't even know this guy's name because I don't speak enough Portuguese, right? But allegedly, sorry, to back it up, because the first time he yelled, I was like, I don't know why this guy's so mad. So we had one of our Portuguese friends who offered to go down and like kind of, have a discussion with him. This man comes out in his like tidy whities, no clothes. And basically instead of listening, kind of like tells her something about, I remember he's saying like he owns his own place. Like we rent, obviously, so we don't own. I don't know what that has to do with this conversation. I don't know why that gives him agency to yell at me, but I guess he like owns his own place. He's a big deal. You know what I mean? I forget why I mentioned that. And he tells her that he works at night, like he's a bar guy, a bar owner or something. So the first time it was because I vacuum in the morning. I thought, okay.
What? Okay, so first right there, what time are you vacuuming?
Like 10 a.m. because I got to get the
that's
kids
fine.
off to school before I can vacuum, right?
That's reasonable hours to vacuum. I thought you were going to be like, oh, like 7. I'd be like, okay, don't vacuum. No, 10? Oh my gosh. He chose to be on the wrong time zone. He chose to be a graveyard shift person. That's not your problem.
So I vacuum at 10, but I was like, easy fix, whatever. I'll just vacuum after lunch. So I fixed that. But then now the dogs, I guess, like clump around too much.
Do you have carpet?
No, we have hardwood floors, but you can look at our floors. We've got rugs down everywhere at this point.
Yeah.
There's more rug than there is hardwood floor, but I digress anyway, because I guess the dogs romp around, but I don't know. That could also be the kids, to be honest. He said that the dogs were scratching at the doors and he could hear that. And now, because after Tess has had her cancer surgery, she does have a bit of anxiety. If we are gone longer than 2 hours, she will start to whine.
Oh, poor thing.
And anyway, that's what broke the camel's back. He did not like that he heard the dog whining as well.
Okay.
But all that being said, you do have legal recourse. Like, you can go and tell the building management, which from what I gather, he has multiple times. But none of the things I'm
Okay.
doing are illegal. And so you won't even believe, but I haven't been evicted.
Well, yeah, I mean, my God, that's just part of living in an apartment building outside of like, okay, you put down as many rugs as you can. That's just part of living in an apartment building is you're gonna hear each other. Like, I don't know. There's only been one time me living in New York that I have reacted to my upstairs person, and that's because I don't know if they were nailing something into the freaking wall. They were, like, doing home improvement at 9:30 PM, and I just hit my broom up, and they stopped. Like,
Look,
that's it.
if someone came to me, I don't know, like a normal, decent human being, right? Like, I'm very empathetic. Like, I get it. I know. I've got 2 kids. I'm sorry. They're very loud. One cries. I get it. It loud for me too. I know what we're talking about. But to come up and clearly, like, you're not saying police here because you want to talk about Police the band, right? Like, to come up and, like, threaten me and yell in front of the kids.
What did your
It's not
kids do?
that's not good. Well, my oldest kid, like, he understands what's going on, right?
And he speaks Portuguese.
Yeah, and my youngest is 1, so there's nothing to that, but I don't want them growing up in an environment where that's just something that happens in their daily lives. "Oh, yeah, the old man downstairs yells at us," right? So he has other means, he has other legal recourse to get us to do things, I guess. Again, none of the things I'm doing are illegal. I can continue to live my life during the day.
Yeah.
Sucks to suck that you work in the evening. I would be more empathetic if you did not yell at me in front of my children.
Yeah.
But
Did you
I
get
think
spicy? I love when you get spicy.
no, I don't know what he's saying. What would I even get spicy over?
Damn
Do
it!
you see what I'm saying? Do you see my predicament? Is like, I can be a Karen, but I would have to know what I'm talking about first, my guy. You don't even bring up a translator. You just come up and like yell at me in Portuguese. I'm like, okay, bye, right? And so anyway, we've told the landlord this as well, and so I think at this point we do need to just go to the police and say, "Guy, this guy's harassing us. He's got other means to resolve his issues. Like, what can we do to start the process or document the process?" Because at this point, the next elevation point is fighting us to get us to shut the fuck up, right?
Well, I am so sorry that happened to you. I know that if I was there and I'm seeing some random man scream at you, I will scream back in whatever language that comes to my mind. So hats off to you for not just screaming back at this person because I don't know if I would have reacted the same. But I'm sure there's some screaming in this K-drama, so let's get into it. I don't know the name of the K-drama that you picked. Useless Love. I have a confession to make. I even downloaded the Viglu app. I was hoping to try and find it illegally online, so I like typed in like watch Useless Love on Google and it like nothing was coming up and I could not find this. I could not find this on Viglu. It wouldn't even let me copy and paste the Korean title that you put in the script. So this is the very first K-drama, or actually first vertical that we've done together that I have not watched. And I'm so excited to read this synopsis as someone who hasn't even watched this movie. So I might have some questions that most people won't, because I'm assuming usually people that listen to this have probably watched these. So my apologies. I really did try. I downloaded some random app. I probably, honestly, if I didn't do this, if I had more time, because you know how I do the thing where I watch it right before our podcast, so it's fresh in my brain. Probably if I wouldn't have done that this morning, maybe I would have been able to like dig deep and find other ways to do this because I don't think this is that hard. It's just my own error of waiting till before we do the pod to watch it. But anyway, I'm going to read the synopsis that G wrote and we'll see what I think. So here we go. A hilarious romance between neighbors and cousins that depicts the story of an old bachelor and an old maid who have an outdated notion that men and women must get married after sleeping together and accidentally spending a night together after meeting each other, who are the complete opposites of their ideal types. Okay, so she's not pregnant. It's just like, if you slept together, you just need to get married. Wow, that's a huge ask. My life would be terrible. Now, there's a guy, his name is Mu-gye, is a capable bachelor who is a literary critic and editor-in-chief of a publishing company. He is a dutiful son, a top student, and takes great care of his younger sister. But because of his timid personality, he's just not good at confessing his love. And his specialty is unrequited love.
I think it's unrequited love.
Unrequited love. Do-hee is a spinster. Okay, I'm obsessed with her name. I'm probably saying it wrong. I'm really sorry. Do-hee? Jeez, no one can see us, but she's laughing. How far off was I?
I like Dodo. Keep going.
Well, is it is it do? Oh, do?
I would just say Toi is her first name, but yeah, do whatever you want, girl. Your gal, Miss Dodo. I don't care.
Because I think of like a dodo bird. It's cute. So this girl, she is a spinster who is the head of a publishing company's design department. She, who is a master at playing alone, is a woman who believes that she is the perfect bride in terms of face, body, and ability. However, she also has a strange ability to block men who approach her. Block men. Very interesting that you chose those words. I'm curious. Now I kind of wish I would have watched this one.
Our female main character is Park Ha-sun, and she is Do-hee, publishing designer. Thinks she's the best, but she's 39. Come on, Korean culture, come through. Now, tell us about her social media, and then we're going to get to the best stuff. But yes, tell us about her.
Okay, her Instagram, she is so pretty. Let me pull it back up because I was looking at it earlier. The other guy, we'll get to him. Sorry, let me just put hers back up. She's so pretty. My gosh, like stunning. Do you think she's pretty?
I mean, do I think she's pretty? Yeah.
And she's famous. She has far more followers than the lead.
Is that right? Really? She's the most famous one?
Yeah, she has 349,000 followers. Or 49,000. Yeah. And then the male lead, I think he only has, it's like maybe 12,000 or something. Let me pull it back up so I'm not quoting wrong here. Unless I'm looking at the wrong Lee Dong Gun. We'll see. Hold on. Give me a moment. Yeah, no. Okay, I was wrong. He has 10.2 thousand followers, so even less than I thought.
Okay, maybe that's just like a Instagram thing, because I could have sworn, I'm not saying he's crazy popular, but I could have sworn he would have been more popular than that.
Is this the guy?
That's the one.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he's very cute.
Okay, in his prime, girl, you better take that back, because I've got to.
In his prime.
I've got to defend the nation of Korea at this point. In his prime, he was a part of like this, they call it the Hallyu wave, where he was just a part of these Korean heartthrobs. Unstoppable, truly unstoppable in his prime. As soon as I saw Lee Dong-gun, he obviously now isn't as like attractive, but I mean, I would not kick him out of bed. You know what I mean?
Okay, it could have just been the first photo that I looked at because he does have good hair. This is a good photo of him. I think this one's good.
Yeah, he aged well. You know what this is? It's those stupid eyes. Those stupid, like, what is that? Like a puppy dog eye? I don't know what that's called, but it's getting me.
The puppy dog eye. Yeah, you've shown me better looking. Yeah, you've shown me better looking guys. Yeah, I'm not there. I think you're on your own on this one. Well, at least I'm not with you. Yeah.
What? Audience, chime in. I still think he's like attractive. I don't know if he's like the most. What is your face? He is also like 50 something. You've got to.
He's 50 something. How old is she? Now I'm going to get creeped out again. How old is she?
Actually, she in real life, I believe, is older than 39 because I've seen her before.
God, don't.
The internet says she's only 38. I'm so sorry. You are a beautiful 38. Sorry, she's just been working for so long. I just assumed she would be older, and that's on me. And do you know how old he is? I just looked it up.
Is he 60?
He's only 45. I thought he was in his 50s. I am the worst. No, I must live in shame.
Shame on you. Shame on your family.
Oh, no. He has not aged as well as the other ones. Do you remember Goblin? Remember we talked about this at Embrace of the Moon? We always come back to Embrace, let's be honest. But there was this
Yeah.
other show we had mentioned where they did a slow walk. They did a 10-year reunion, or they did a reunion special recently, and those men have aged nicely.
Okay.
One of them is called Kongyu, and he was in Squid Game.
Did you ever finish that show? I didn't finish it. I think I'm like a season behind.
I didn't either. I don't know. I kind of just petered out. I'll just be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone tell if it's good. Point us to a podcast episode to tell us if it's good. I really don't know.
I think Mac may have finished Squid Game, so we could ask him. Did you finish it? Was it good? He goes, yeah. So
Maybe I should watch it. Okay.
yeah. Okay. So yeah. So she's far more famous than him. And can you tell us about him? Did you tell us about his character yet?
Sorry, I was just entranced by the man himself.
Are you still looking at photos of him, you weirdo?
In his prime, I am telling you, this man was really unstoppable. I don't know what happened. I want to say it's probably just like a series of bad, maybe picks, right? Judgment calls
Mm.
on what's next. Maybe he was
Mhm.
typecasted into one little thing, which is like that like greenest flag kind of guy. How many times can you do that? I'm
Mhm.
looking at you, Pak Bogum. But he in this series is Mu-gye. In the drama, he transforms into a talented literary critic and editor-in-chief of a publishing company. Mu-gye appears to be the perfect figure, a dutiful son, a top student, and even cares for his younger sister. However, it's because of his timid personality. Like, he has some anxiety with women, I think. It's his timid personality that makes him hesitant to confess his love to the person he actually loves. And his specialty is then unrequited love. He definitely, I don't know, he has like subtle expressions and like really kind of like genteel charms. So I'm pretty excited for this one.
Someone's in love. This is crazy.
Again, now that I know he's only 45,
Does that change things? Does that make it better? Or
I mean, I'm just saying, like, we could, it's still possible. Things can still happen, Tiffany. Do you know what I mean? I just need my in. So, you know, Just just know if I'm in Korea.
you're not coming back?
All right. Speaking of being in Korea and looking for the ones we love, Tiffany, do you want to walk us through Act 1?
I'm so excited this is actually very exciting for me to read this without having any kind of way of knowing what I'm reading about. This is actually very exciting. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, because you didn't watch it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I didn't watch this one. I was like, it's my own fault how I wait until before we record to actually watch because I want it to be fresh in my brain. And I like tried copying and pasting your little like the Korean part into I downloaded the Viglu app. I downloaded another fucking app and it wouldn't even let me copy and paste in their app. Nothing was coming up for Useless Love. Even when I Googled, I'm like, how the hell did you watch this thing? Maybe I needed to download the other app, the other one that you mentioned.
Can I tell you, I think Viglu, like, I want to support my Koreans, I really do, but Viglu doesn't have a very good app. And the content is way too expensive for what it is. Like, it's not even,
Mm,
and they don't do anything to help bring down the cost. And so I don't know. I don't know if we'll
interesting.
continue doing ones out of Igloos.
Okay.
They also do Western, by the way. So they do Eastern and Western verticals.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I don't know if it's the best app. So Viglo, get your stuff together. Either get your price point better or offer better service. Because the fact that we can't even search is kind of like, what? In the year of our Lord 2026, you can't search your app?
So do you use Viglu a lot?
Viglu has like a constant stream of Korean content that I like to watch, but it's not always the best Korean content. I've seen a couple from Drama Box, I want to say, that are more interesting. And so it's not your only place for Korean vertical dramas. It
Okay.
is a good place if you are, gas is what, $5 a gallon now? Like if you are a budget queen, then I don't know if Viglu, you're getting a lot of bang for buck on that one.
Oh my gosh. Wait, side note, is gas like really expensive in Portugal? But well, you don't drive.
I don't drive, but you know where I see the difference is here typically Ubers and Bolts are very cheap, so ride
Yeah.
shares are very cheap, but I've actually seen them gone up as well. So I don't know. I guess now I'm walking. I don't know what to tell you, right?
No. Okay, I hope it gets better by August when I come. Because those cheap bolts are amazing.
Yeah, the world is changing, or we're just walking, so don't worry about it.
Well, I needed to lose a few pounds anyway. Okay, so, should I just start reading this? Let's get into it.
Let's go.
Okay, we open to okay, can you just tell me how to say her name again? I'm so sorry.
Do-hee?
Do-hee?
Yeah, Do-hee.
Do-hee. Do-hee. Oh my gosh, I butchered that. Okay. We open to Do-hee strutting down the street, excited to meet the guy who's liked her for ages, only for Kim Chul-soo to arrive late and drop a bombshell. He's getting married, but not to her. So she's super heartbroken and confused, and she's left reeling. Meanwhile, at the same cafe, Lee Mu-gye, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Am I saying these wrong?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. He gets dumped by his girlfriend. This is our main guy. He gets dumped by his girlfriend, who calls him pathetic. Ooh, ouch. And to add insult to injury, a bird poops on his shoulder. Well, in Italy, I think that's a good thing. Both Joy
You can call them our leads, female lead, male
are,
lead, but
okay,
Do-hee
both
and
of
Mu-gye.
them, both of our leads together end up sulking on the street, convinced love is useless. We fast forward to her now sorting her recycling when our male lead tosses his trash without a care, ignoring all of the recycling rules. So she scolds him.
And in the way she did it was full, like, Karen Atama mode, and then her dress, like, super casual. I thought, "This is it. This is who she was meant to play," right? Like, this was not even an act. She just, summoned something deep within inside her and said, "Absolutely not." Koreans are very crazy about trash. You can get fined for not sorting correctly, whereas here, sometimes I'm taking a guess, I'll be honest. Is it plastic? Is it paper? Who knows?
Shoot. Yeah, in New York, they fine you too. You have to like, yeah, the city's super crazy. And then like you have to like bag certain things. You can only put certain like bigger items on certain days out on the street. You have to bag your mattresses. If you're tossing a mattress, it has to be in like a bag. You have to seal it. Yeah. There's
How
and
do
then
you
you
even
can
get
get
a bag big enough? What does that
they
even look
make
like?
bed mattress bags. Yeah, you can buy them at the
For
store.
the purpose of throwing away your bed?
Correct. Well,
Dude, the world has
I don't know.
changed.
Yeah, but you can get a huge fine for that. Someone in my building got like $150 fine for not bagging there, and they tracked it down to who it was, and the building like gave them the fine. Yeah, because they're like, we're not paying it. Yeah. Anyway,
Damn. Well, I mean, that's very Korean of them. That is also what happens in Korea, so kudos to her for going full Atama mode.
wow. Okay, so she scolds him full Ajima mode, and their first neighborly clash begins. They meet again in the elevator, and there's a little note here. After meeting in the elevator,
You didn't watch it, you missed it. Oh, no. So this drama is very like classic K-drama. Koreans love bowel movement jokes. There is something deep within us as a culture where we're very serious people, but we'll always laugh as a fart joke. And in this one, it's a classic bowel movement fart joke. They are in the elevator, trapped in the elevator, going up to the same floor when he rips a big one. There's nothing more unattractive than that. So they really start off with showing him as like a real pathetic loser, which I appreciate because in my mind, he is this 90s heartthrob, right? And so it helps kind of reset my brain to think, oh no, he really could be bad with women, which is totally not true for him as a person because we have all heard he's a bit of a playboy in real life, right? And so I think it takes all of these elements, like the girl calling him pathetic, the bird pooping on his shoulder, the farting in the elevator to show this man, loser, Big L.
yeah, yeah. All right, so he farts basically, and she's like, "Ew." That would have been funnier if they made her fart. Does that ever happen? They make the girl the farter.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I think in like a Korean sense, the fact that she's 39 is enough to be like, well, okay, maybe she is past her sell date, but for the guy, I think we need some convincing here.
All right. So after he farts, they realize that they live on the same floor and they're neighbors. I don't know how they wouldn't have realized that before, but okay. Back in their apartments, they complain about each other to friends and family who tease them about ending up together. The next morning, our male lead goes to work realizing he's following her. She runs in circles to avoid him while he cluelessly trails behind.
How does he not notice that they are walking the same exact path to go to work?
My gosh, movies like this just emphasize that women are the smarter and superior.
Yeah, he's a loser.
So at the office, she confronts him until it's revealed that the guy is the new editor in chief. Ouch. The office adores him, and she is the only one who just can't stand him. And the feeling's mutual. He doesn't like her either. After work, she drowns her frustrations in drinks. Okay, this trope of her getting super lit, got it. While he is out with their boss, who tries to set him up on a blind date with her.
I love it when they can't see what everybody else can see, that they're gonna make a great couple, and he's like, "Ew, no, she has cooties."
Yeah, so too bad because they hate each other. That's very cute though. But so that's it. That's all I would have gotten to see.
Yeah, again, that's not a lot because things happen, but you won't even believe what happens next.
Does
So
she drink too much and he has to like save her?
so you did watch this.
I no, but you just told me that's like a common trope that the girl like gets like too drunk and then the guy has to save her and like come on girls,
Yeah,
hold
I
your
don't
liquor.
I don't know why in Korean culture it can't just be that, like, they wanna explore something. So, we're not even gonna ask pass or play because she did not pass nor play today. Here we go. Getting to behind the paywall, we fast forward to another day at work when Tui's mom forces her onto a blind date, which she reluctantly agrees to, but her blind date is a disaster. The guy calls her old and he's not even cute before rejecting her. Later, fate and alcohol throws them together at the same spot where they drink until they black out and she wakes up in his bed, panicked and clueless about what happened. At work, the office gossip mill churns when rumors swirl about Mu-gye shopping with the mysterious young woman, maybe his fiance. It's actually his younger sister. Have you ever noticed in these vertical dramas, like if you have a younger sibling, I don't think you're the bad guy, but if you have an older sibling, it's possible there's some sort of like power dynamic struggle. You could be the bad guy. I'm noticing a trend. I'm just saying, I don't know if it's true, but I'm noticing something. Like CEO and the cowgirl. How did I know she was going to be a good girl? Well, because she had her like younger sister who like mucked things up for her, right?
Well, yeah,
I'm
but
just
the
saying.
main character is like never the bad guy. The main character is like never the bad guy.
Well, no, yeah, the main character is not for the bad guy, sure. I guess that would be my first clue, but also, if they have a younger sibling, I feel like they're never gonna be bad in any way. That's just my 2 cents. Alright. So, by the way, the mysterious young woman is younger sister. That night, Dewey, convinced Mu-gye cheated on his, like, woman, storms over to confront him just as a woman's voice rings out. Her worst fears confirmed? Nope. It's just his nagging sister, Mu-yeon, who teases him about his bachelor frog life. Meanwhile, Dewey lingers outside, seething. Later, both dressed to the nines, they end up on the same bus. Tui heading to another blind date, Mu-gye to a wedding. She freaks out, crashes the ceremony to announce they slept together, only for a flashback to reveal they didn't. He drags her out, explaining it's his sister's wedding, not his, and they almost confess feelings until she slaps him and runs away.
So slapping is a thing in these K-dramas too.
So much. You would hate them. This is why I limit your K-drama intake because I don't think you could handle all
Hey,
the
I
slapadiddles.
I was probably the most into any of the ones we did. I was into that one that I had to read the subs.
The murder, the stalker next door.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. We need more like that. Gosh, return
Yeah.
to form. All right. At work, the tension is palpable. She avoids him, and he turned into CGI ice. The production quality is high here. At the company dinner, the group heads to karaoke. It's the second round, but Muge bails, and Toy spots him with his ex, In Young, who forces a kiss on him. Heartbroken, she wails at karaoke until Muge suddenly reappears. They share a silent taxi ride home, both lost in thought. Outside her apartment, Chusar, her ex, the one who was getting married, remember him? He is drunk and passed out, like outside in front of her apartment, and he confesses that he regrets marrying someone else and tries to hug her when Tui screams. Muge, armed with a bath loofah on a stick, rushes to her, but when he arrives, she insists she's fine. Still, he worries all night long. The next morning, there's a work emergency thanks to creepy writer Mr. Wee. On the bus to Mr. Wee's house, Girl, they're in their 30s and 40s and they don't own one car in between the two of them. He's an editor in chief and did not think like buying a car to visit his writers and authors who live in rural Korea would be a good option here. They both have to ride the bus. Also unbelievable. On the bus to Mystery's house, they bicker like a couple. He gets handsy, calling Tui his muse for his X-rated novel. She forces a smile, pretending to be flattered. Mu-gye fumes at the writer so much so that she pulls him outside, only to blame her and her skirt for the writer's advances.
Oh my God, this is disgusting.
I can't believe they wrote this, and then the actors
God.
are like, "This, we should say these things, and they will
A
be good
man
for
wrote
our
this.
careers."
A man wrote this
Almost,
who's like
almost
65
100%.
or 75.
I almost did not finish. I almost DNF'd this at that point because I just don't agree with that, right? I don't agree with that proposition. But I was so invested already. I said, let me just double speed this real quick. So guys, this section, go ahead and watch it at 2 times speed. You're not missing anything. It is just a man blaming a woman for another man's unwanted advances. Tale as old as time, am I right? Their argument jolts her memory. She threw up on his shoulder that drunken night, clung to him, and even started undressing because she was too hot. When he strongly insists nothing happened, she accuses him of being gay. Again, this is a 2 times speed thing because what do you mean a man doesn't want to have non-consensual sex with you and that means the man is gay? Oh, why did I watch this?
Yeah, you chose this. You're the king of this castle, G. You hold all the power.
Remember earlier I was like, I don't know what happened to Lee Jong-won's career. Like he really was like a heartthrob. And I surmised and maybe because of some bad like business decisions. 동원아, 이러봐. This might be one of them. You know what I mean? You have the star power to go to the scriptwriter and be like, you have to change this up. Like truly, this can't be the conversation we're having in the year 2026. But you didn't. You know, you showed up to work and you said the lines. You said, that's pretty good for me.
Gross.
Not to blame the talent, but again, here he does probably have some star power. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
they have pull if they're famous. They can. Freaking Margot Robbie literally she just wanted to kiss Brad Pitt and like told the director, I think these characters need to kiss. Just because she wanted to kiss Brad Pitt. It was nothing. It was nothing for the storyline. She just convinced and was like, yeah, the story needs this. And no, she just wants to make out with Brad Pitt.
Margot's always been our girl.
Yeah, she's a girl's girl.
She's a girl's girl. All right. So he's accused of being gay, and then back at the house, our guy loses it, punches Mr. Wee, and they end up at the police station. Luckily, Tui recorded the writer's harassment. So after resolving their work crisis, I don't know what we got out of that, but after resolving the work crisis, Mu-gye teases her for being so mad when nothing happened. Their playful fight almost turns into a kiss until she slaps him, blaming a mosquito. We cut to In-young, Mu-gye's ex, smugly telling Tui she's marrying him soon and requests or demands Tui stay away. Instead of backing down, Tui fires back, calling in In-young's clingy and defending Mu-gye. But the damage is done. She avoids him at work again, convinced that he's getting married to somebody else. When our lead confronts her about her new blind date, she snaps at him about In-young. Stunned, he races to Tui's blind date instead. In the elevator, he overhears her date bragging about booking a hotel room for fun. Mu-gye loses it, punches this guy, and chases Tui into the park. Breathless, he confesses he misses her, worries about her, and cares about her. He thought love was pointless until he met her. And then he finally kisses her.
So we went the whole freaking thing without them even kissing.
They are in their 30s and 40s, and that is correct. We've gone the whole freaking thing and waited until this moment.
Patience is real.
In K-dramas, I mean, you really have to have them. You can't.
That's crazy. This just reminds me. I think I was talking to my now boyfriend the night we met. I think we were talking for not more than a half hour. I mean, there were drinks involved, obviously, but I think I went about a half an hour before I was like, are you going to kiss me or what? Like, what are we doing here?
Wow, look at that self-restraint.
Not here. Not ever.
Well, you hadn't seen it all, but of course now you know the whole story. She's too old and he's an introvert, I guess. And they work at the same company and people like clearly see that they should be together, but they don't see it, I guess. Conflict and then no work conflict. Yay, harassment. Sure. All that said and done, pass or play, would you go beyond?
I don't think I would. I don't know.
Choose your words carefully, my lady. Why?
Is there just are weird, creepy things? There's just too many. I'm like, I think I'd have to like 2 times this whole thing. I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean, if
and he's like a successful editor in chief, and yet like I don't know if I believe that he was such a big loser and yet successful at the same time. I just feel like what if he was just a loser, right?
yeah.
Like you can't I don't know what how else to say this. You can't have me believe he's super pathetic this way and yet like show me no parts of him being like a really good editor in chief. Like at this point,
Mhm.
I think he might be an editor in chief as a nepo hire, right?
Okay. Yeah. No, I see that.
I don't want to date this guy. Like, why am I even watching this?
Right. I feel like if you were to be like, "Oh, no, really, seriously, watch this one. This is, like, one of the K-drama ones to watch," I would watch it.
If you're gonna watch anything with him, I'd be like, let's go old school. Let's watch an old school K drama. You know what I mean? Because in his prime, I'm telling you, I'm gonna send you some. In his prime, he really was a heartthrob. He was one of those that you just attached yourself to.
You know, there was one K-drama that I was like, "Yeah, I would go beyond," or I would pay to keep watching. I don't know if this one did it for me quite remember I already talking about how I think I just don't he's not really my cup of tea either, so that plays into a part of it a lot.
But the
I
other
just don't
guy
think
wasn't your cup of tea either.
this one is less
Someone?
of my tea. This one's less of the tea than the other one.
This didn't even leave the tea bag, actually.
The tea bag is
Okay,
dry.
so you think that the difference between this Korean or K vertical and the other K vertical just comes down to the actor?
Yes.
So if I found an actor that you found more compelling. Mhm, mhm.
I'm shallow to my core in some ways.
Well, girl, come on. We're not watching Verticals because 'cause you're gonna win an Oscar anytime soon. Like, we need something. And I totally agree with you. There are Verticals that I'm watching because I really wanna watch the man, right? Sometimes it is the actors, but yeah, there's always something that I'm watching for, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Agreed. Well, this is why we're best friends because whatever you don't like, don't worry, I like it. Don't you
Opposites
worry about
attract.
that. We never fight over men, and I think that's really comforting for me.
Truly, never. Have we ever had any crossover?
I think we both agree, like, conceptually that they're, like, hot or something, but never one we've, fought over.
Yeah, I don't think
Jake
no.
Galluccio is probably the closest.
Well, let me pull him up really fast.
He's the one and the hockey captain one.
See, even oh yeah, no, he was cute. He's cute. But even then I'm not just like, "Oh my god," you know.
Yeah, if I was like, "No, Tiffany, I want him," he'd be like, "Okay, fine, whatever."
Like you could yeah, I'll let you take the reins on that. No, he's a cute guy. Just like, okay.
Well, this guy, Lee Dong-won, was a raw heartthrob in the 90s. I mean, truly super famous. I don't know. He was even in music videos that went really viral for the time. There was one with Hyori where, anyway, it was like a little love story music video. It's so forward in my mind. This is how much I've seen this man's face. It is like curious how his career came here versus others, you know, who've maybe found a more, like, just more mainstream path. Not saying I hate it, but it's just curious how he ended up here. Super enjoy seeing cave verticals. I think it's a space that is absolutely growing. We see a lot more big names in cave verticals than we do in the Western verticals. I chose this for API month because it is May, API month, just celebrating. I think at the end of this, we're gonna review a Filipino.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I found him! There's, like, one Filipino actress in all Vertical Cinematic Universe, but I found him!
We gotta
So,
change
I'm
that.
pretty excited for that. Let's not do a wrap up. I think that was wrap up enough. It's just there's a lot of historical context here. Watch it, I think, for the actors, not for the dialogue. The dialogue, very old school, but watch it for the actors. Speaking of veteran actors.
Wait. Do you watch Age of Attraction, that new Netflix
That's
show?
what it reminded me of.
That man who's like 60 or whatever, and then
Neck rings. You gotta check the neck rings. They're gonna always tell the age, you know?
wait, neck rings.
Neck rings, neck rings. I have some, AJ.
Wait, but I'm 33 and I have them.
Okay, but they get more pronounced over time. And you know what you have to do? Remember I was telling you that
Surgery?
no, the tretinoin you put on your face, just take a little bit and drag it down your neck. And if your neck can handle the active, it will do skin regeneration on your neck.
What do you mean what if you mean it can handle it?
So neck skin is very sensitive, and so for some people, pulling down an active to your neck can be highly irritating. And so if you have sensitive skin, you don't want to. But my skin is a workhorse, baby. We're putting it everywhere. You know
I
what
do
mean?
have really sensitive skin, but my dermatologist did tell me to put tretinoin on my face for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you have to. We've got to fight aging somehow. I'm sorry, do you have a tea time?
I think what could I share from last week? I did a gig where I took a gig like the day after I landed from Canada, and I have not picked up my regular acoustic violin in like, I don't know, a month perhaps, because I really didn't do any recordings on the road this time. And I had a very humbling moment where they had to isolate the tracks because like the violin feels very different. And I'm sure like there are other electric violinists, acoustic violinist crossover people who could relate to this. It really does change your intonation. You get kind of lazy and like it's just easier to hide things. And like I was in a very exposed gig and it was just the 4-string players and they isolated the tracks and I was a bit embarrassed when they isolated mine. I was like, oh, I could do that better. That's my tea. A very humbling moment for me that it was a good reminder to keep bringing the acoustic violin with me on tour because the electric does not cut it. It was very embarrassing.
Most of your tours are electric though, right?
Yeah, for the most part. I'm trying to think. I've only done like 2 tours that I used an acoustic and then we had a microphone clip to it, and that was for like Irish fiddle stuff. Everything else, yeah, you are correct. When I tour has been electric.
Can I do a GT time? Could I give you some old lady
Please.
pro tips? Don't look for it, but let's assume that as you age, your hair falls out. Okay, it just starts to thin. You get these freaking gray hairs, and like sometimes they batch up, and it just like it's like a radar signal. Like, look at this old lady, right? Okay, so I'm balding, kind of. I'm thinning here.
You
on
have the
temples.
thickest hair on the planet, though, so your
Okay,
balding is
but
probably still thicker than my hair.
okay, but you can see it, right? I'm not gonna show you right now. I'll take a picture after. But I'm on the temples. It's thinning out. The husband lost hair. One day,
Your husband?
yeah, one day our son turns to him and says, "Dad, you have a hole in your head." And he's like, "What? What, a hole in my head?" And this man legitimately had this like tiny, maybe bigger than a quarter, but this like egg-shaped piece of his hair had fallen out, so it was just clean. As we're trying to figure out
Why?
as we're trying to figure out what this is, this man accuses me of pulling out a chunk of his hair in the middle of the night. And I was like, that's a weird place to go for your hair. And if it was that clean, I'm impressed. Like, what am I, a freaking ninja? Like, that's good. I'm good. I'm good. I chose the wrong profession. Goes to a doctor. Turns out it's stress related, right? It's just something his body stress response falls out. It happens, and he gets medication. One of them is minoxidil.
I was about to say, is it minoxidil?
That's a really interesting prescription that you have brought home, husband.
That I will now be using.
I was like, thank God it's not, at some point we thought it was cancer. So I was like, thank God it's not cancer. Am I right? And then I just take it for myself. And so I am using it. And it's early days. You don't really see results that early on, but give me a couple months here. I wonder if by Christmas, I'm just going to be like this beautiful unicorn with like luscious mane. All I want. What?
You already have beautiful hair.
Stop talking to me. Stop.
You
I'm
do.
going to send you pictures.
The way that
I will
I had
send
to
you-
do your hair at dance competitions and use like 4 hair ties because you have so much hair. Do not even argue with me right now. I think we would use like 3. I'm not kidding. I think we use like 3 hair ties to put your hair in a bun and then like 85 bobby pins.
You're gonna make me embarrass myself. I am honestly thinning right here, and so I really do need the help of science. I am putting it in, and I rub it in, and then I take it a step further. Are you ready? Sometimes, girl gets crazy, sometimes in the middle of the night, you put as I put, tretinoin on my face, you put a little bit into those areas, let it sit. And then you take the minoxidil and you put do you see this do you see that? You know what I mean? Look at this. A little minoxidil in there, rub it in, and apparently it helps, like, hypercharge the minoxidil to work
If you
more
put tretinoin?
effectively. Yes,
Wait, what's
into
the
the
one?
scalp.
I thought you stopped using tretinoin and you were using something else.
I use tazarotene, but not as many people know tazarotene, so I'm trying to, like, appeal to the common man here. It's the
Got it.
same concept where you put an active in here, and actually put a little active in here, go do something else, and then right before bed, I minoxidil in here, and then I rub it in, and nothing's happened yet. Nothing's happened. These are all old. Nothing's happened yet, but Christmas time, I'm gonna check back in with you, and we're gonna see who's a pretty, pretty pony, you know?
So you have a before picture. I'm curious what it'll look like. You should do monthly
I should
pics.
take pictures, you're right, I haven't been. Oh my god, I can't believe I haven't been, but I haven't been. It's a very embarrassing thing to take a picture of though, you know? "Oh, I'm thinning." Who is that really for? So this is me just hanging on to youth, just right here tight in the grass. We're using everything. I haven't gone back to Botox yet.
You haven't.
I'm thinking about it, but I'm doing everything else. I'm doing the hair, right? I'm using Keratos, look at me, okay? Do you use Keratos? How dare you withhold that information from me?
Are you talking about like the night serum?
I am using the night serum, are you?
I don't use it religiously, but I have a funny story about the night serum. I bought it because my friend who owns a hair salon in LA. It's actually one of Mac's best friend's wives. She is like a bougie hairstylist, like has like celebrity clients. She's the one who fixed my hair before the Will Smith tour. She was like, "You need to get like a night serum," and so I looked up some of the best ones. The Kerastase night serum was like one of the best ones, and what I you know me with consistency, I just wouldn't use it, and I left it here during my Will Smith tour. I we were doing a FaceTime one day, and he was like, I started using this stuff that you have, like, for moisturizing, like, conditioning with my hair, and I gotta tell you, my hair is so much better." And I was like, "What are you using?" And he was like, "Yeah, well, the someone told me, like, I'm one of the problems with my hair, I might not be conditioning it the right way, so I've been using whatever, like, conditioner, that serum thing." He thought it was like a leave-in conditioner. He was using it religiously every day, and I was like, "Which one are you using?" He was like, "Oh, it's like this brown bottle." I was like, "Does it say Kerastase on it? Does it have a K?" And he was like, "Yeah, I think so." I was like, "That's like a $67 serum, Mac." And he like you could just see like the color left his face. He was like, "What?" I was like, "So you're buying me another one because I have barely used that." And that better be there when I get back. And he was just like, "Oh my gosh." So he did buy me another one.
And he had soft hair because it works. You have to just set a reminder on your phone or something, girl, and just right before bed, right at the bedside, just la 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 la, you know?
How much do you put in your hair? Are you putting it all over, like the top and the bottom, or just the ends?
No, just the ends because
Okay.
unfortunately, not this time that I went to the Japanese, salon, but the last time I went to a Korean salon, they kind of fried my hair doing the
Oh,
magic
shit.
treatment, and so it was really frizzy. If you saw me in real life, it got kind of poofy down here, and so I started using Keratos to soften it up to try and, like, get it retrained to do something else, and it is working. So, unfortunately, the really expensive product is worth the money.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I did use it almost every day while I was on tour this last month. I was probably doing it like every 2 to 3 days. So.
Totally recommend it. That,
Hmm.
and then, for the hair care, ladies of a certain age, just a little minoxidil in the temples, right on the hairline, even, in between the hair part, those are some areas that we could target. Let's all take some monthly, update photos. You should get some minoxidil. You actually don't need a prescription. You could just go to Costco. You're very good
I
Costco.
I was gonna say I have a minoxidil spray. And my boyfriend also stole that from me. He's been using it.
I'm not actually paying compliments, I'm just saying, as I look at your hairline, it's perfect. You don't if I pull my hair back, it's like fucking Benjamin Franklin has entered
What
the
are you
room.
talking about? No.
What? You have to, like, force it to happen. I don't have to force it to happen. This is the difference, guys. I sometimes wish we were a corporate actual, like, video podcast, and that's fucking ridiculous. All right.
Maybe once we get sponsored, we can, and we don't have to do any of the legwork.
Minoxidil, will you sponsor me? Because it's also not cheap. It's not as expensive as Caritas, but it is not cheap. So please, thank you so much. Who is it? Johnson & Johnson? I've always loved you. That's what I've always said. Go Big Pharma.
Yes.
All right, guys, thanks so much for listening in. It got crazy there. What's in this water?
It did. Yeah, we
Follow us on TikTok, Insta, YouTube, and Substack. We're posting the clips, the thirst traps, and the theories. Talk Drama to Me drops every Wednesday. Bye for now.
Bye.